run wires is to first look at your layout and figure out what is the most efficient path to get from point A to point B. Now you can see here that we've got 5 cameras. You got one here, one there, there, and there. Now with these 5 cameras, instead of running each wire one at a time to this red NVR box, which is where we're going to mount the NVR inside the ceiling, I'm going to run all of these 4 on one run. So what I'll do is I'll start with this one and then pull it to that location, and then pull those 2 to that one, then pull those 3 to that one, and finally get all 4 of them to the NVR. That way I only have to pull wires once instead of pulling them multiple times. When I get the wire out of the box, I'm going to notice the different lengths, and I'm going to use the longest one first. So I have a 50 foot, a 40 foot, a 30 foot, a 25, and 2 15 lengths. The 2 15 are going to be for the very shortest camera, as well as from the internet modem up to the NVR. Then these other ones are for my cameras that are in that far run. So I'm going to take first my 50 foot length. I'll take off the tape, and then I'm going to lay it out on the floor all the way down so that I can pull it without it getting tangled up. And then I'm going to tape one end to my glow rod. Now if you have a glow rod that's just 6 feet in length, that's fine. It means you can go a few lengths. But if you have a glow rod that you can connect from one end to the other, that means that you can go a lot farther. So the first thing I want to do is just tape the end of one of my wires to the glow rod. Camera 1. Now I've unstrung my wire, and I've just left it draping along the floor so that when I pull it, it will not get tangled up. Now what I'm going to do is just tape the end of this Ethernet cord onto my glow rod so that it can pull through. Make sure it's on there pretty good. With the tape, I usually like to fold it over on itself at the last so that I can take it off easier. So I'll just fold over an end. That way it won't stick all the way, and then I can pull it off easy enough right there. So that's what that end's for. And then now I'm going to take the other end of this glow rod and start shoving it through the ceiling. So I open up the drop tile and shove it from the first camera location over to the second camera location. And once I've got it to the second camera location, I'm going to attach the next wire, which I've laid out on the floor, to this second one right here. Camera 2. Gotten to the second location, so now I can take my second wire and I'm just going to tape it onto the glow rod. Usually I go back a little ways to make it so it's not quite as bulky altogether. And I'm just going to tape on the second one. Make sure that that's good and tight. Now on the other end of these wires, I might be concerned that I might pull the wire all the way through into the drop tile. So what you can do is either tie it around a table desk leg if you need to, or the end of my drill or something heavy so that it doesn't go all the way up into the ceiling. Now that I've got 2 on there, I'm going to go ahead and run this to my third location. Camera 3. Pulled the first 2 cameras out of the third location where I'm going to be pulling up through the drop tile, and I put it down towards the ground just for filming purposes. But now I go ahead and tape on my third camera, and I've just got one more to go before I get to the NVR. And again, I'm just going to go ahead and fold that over a little bit, and now it's ready for the next one. So now I'm going to run it through the drop tile to the fourth location. Camera 4. Fourth camera spot. So I'm going to attach the fourth camera onto it, and I'm pulling these all at the exact same time. Saves myself from running back and forth over the exact same tiles over and over again, so it goes a lot faster. And now I've got all 4 of those front cameras together. So I've got all 4 of them. I'm pulling all 4 of them at the same time. Now I'm going to run it through till I get to the drop tile where my NVR is going to be, and then I can plug these 4 cameras into the NVR. Now that I've got these 4 wires from those 4 cameras in the front pulled over to my NVR, all I need to do is plug them in to the ports. As this is sitting on top of the drop tile here. Now I've only got 1 more camera that's going to just be maybe 15 or less feet away, so I can even just throw that wire over to that camera location and plug that one in. And then I've got this LAN port, which is what goes to the internet modem. So I just have to run one of my 15-foot wires to there, and then one of my 15-foot wires to this other camera. And then I can just go ahead and power it on. So I've got the plug already plugged in. You're just going to push that down. It'll turn on the lights here. You can see them pop up. Tells me that I've got power going through these to the cameras, and they are ready to be recorded.